Telephone now, what does that do?
Here, satellite images of the continents have been combined with executed development of the ocean's currents. Studies like this advise on the effects of climate change on our planet. If we look carefully at these images, we can see how a strong equatorial current flows across the Pacific, through Indonesia, then on into the Indian Ocean, before moving around the southern tip of Africa. It then eddies and spirals, heading up to the Caribbean, where it creates the loop current. This loop is important in predicting hurricanes, but it's also where the Gulf Stream begins. This moves up the eastern seaboard of the United States, before heading across the North Atlantic toward the westernmost parts of North Europe, including Britain.
This cosmonaut is exercising
If the changing climate affects the Gulf Stream, then average temperatures in the British Isles may be closer to those that we battle the rainbow.
This cosmonaut is being pumped out of this capsule after spending 3 months inside the 6th Gemini year. Calcium loss
You'll never believe the bodies of
in wetsuits, causing yet another problem when space travelers return to Earth.
These pictures have
One
been
important
generated
task
from the
during
navigation
non-space flights
locations.
is to make regular medical checks to see how weightlessness gradually affects the body.
Continents are clearly visible. So too are the more remote destinations
The first
in the middle
space
oceans.
showed that it's possible to carry out
We can see that most travel happens during the day, with flights steaming off at night. Aircraft, like cars, lorries, and many ships, burn fossil fuel, and so emit greenhouse gases. It's unlikely we will stop flying. Our society now depends on it. But it is likely we'll develop more efficient forms of aircraft, alongside new types of cars and shipping, to lessen the environmental impact of our transportation systems on our climate-changing world. We are part of this planet. Just as the natural features of Earth show up from space, so too do our own imprints. This visualization is compiled from several months' worth of satellite data and shows the electric lights on Earth. Areas of dense population are well illuminated. Many coastlines are highlighted too. People like to live by the water. The Nile River in Africa is outlined by the lights along its border. Major highways in America and Europe can be identified by the lights that string and crisscross the land. It takes huge amounts of electricity to power the world's lighting networks. These pictures raise issues such as how best to generate the electricity we depend upon. One thing seems clear. Satellite pictures of the future are likely to show an ever-increasing spread of lighting across the planet. And as the demand for power continues to grow, we will need to explore new ways of generating energy, which is both cheap and sustainable in our climate-changing world. Imagine you're an astronaut floating in the blackness of space, aeroplanes swirling their waves across the oceans before weakening over land. These pictures help us forecast the weather, but over the years also provide historical records of the extreme weather events, hurricanes, floods, droughts, those increasingly frequent phenomena that are part of our climate-changing world. These pictures play out the passing of the seasons. You can see how the world's vegetation extends across land and sea, forming bands of growth that circle the earth. There are bands of ice in the polar regions, then bands of life, bands of desert fire, and then another band of life in the equator. The satellite instrument that made these measurements responds to chlorophyll levels. During spring and summer, as the plants are low and
Methane and liquid oxygen rocket makes the fastest liquid fuel rocket flight in Europe, just half done. Details, March 16